Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Double Tap on YouTube. In this clip from the show, we bring you back to the year in tech with some of your favourite interviews.
You're watching Double Tap TV.
We're back on the show, flashing back to the year that was 2022.
Stephen, we had a couple great episodes this year that talked about audio description or described video, depending on where you are. You might call it something different, but it's really the same at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, look, whether you call it audio description, described video, whatever way you want to describe it, it is essentially that extra audio track that sits alongside a movie or a TV show that really describes the action on screen in between the dialogue to help all of us who are blind or partially sighted better understand what is going on in the movie or TV show.
You know, on that show that we talked about audio description and described video, we spoke to a company, the International Digital Center, all about the art of describing video. And we caught up with someone pretty cool who joined us, Thomas Reed. He's an actual voiceover artist who's a voice that actually describes video. You've probably heard him on shows on Netflix and Disney Plus, who knows where. He joined us to talk about the process of how he got into it.
Thomas, it's been great having you on the show, listening in to what Eric and Liz has got to say. Tell us from your perspectives, how did you get into the world of audio description?
So I got into AD when I became blind. After losing my sight, when I first kind of went into my family room one day, there was no one in the house, and I was like, you know what, I want to kind of just veg out and lose myself and not think about anything. And so I found the remote control. That took about a half an hour. And and I turned on, I found it was HBO. And I turned on the program and I caught a film that was just beginning. And, I started to watch it and realized, oh, I'm not going to know everything that's happening on that. Literally before that, I didn't think about it, right? And I got to this movie, and it was I think it was, and as much as I talk about it, you'd think I would go and check on this, but I really need to put that on my to-do list, is to check. I think it was $1 Million Baby. I think it may have been that movie, because I think Morgan Freeman was in it. And it got to the end. And I was following the best I could, and it got to the end, and I think the last few minutes of that movie were silent, and I did not know how it ended. And that was really when I was like, okay, I need something else to help me watch this movie. Other than my wife, who was so kind, and because I was pissed off, to be totally honest with you, and I was watching it by myself, and I told her about the experience later on. And, the way HBO works, they kind of rebroadcast things all the time. And she found out when that movie was playing, and I think it was like the next day or that weekend. And she went and watched it just to be able to tell me what happened at the end. So that was, so that's my wife. And she's also the person who first got me into a theater with audio description. So that was in 2007, I think it was.
That is Thomas Reed, a voice actor that you may have heard on your latest Netflix show if you use audio description or describe video.
Now, Mark, there's one more show that comes to mind when I, look back at the year.
Well, you mean they don't all come to mind?
Well, yes, obviously. But the one I'm thinking about is how we started this season, and that is with Microsoft and their Inclusive Tech Lab, specifically with Solomon Romney, Microsoft's Accessible Program Manager for the lab, who joined us.
The big news is, as you said, Stephen, the expansion. We've got a shiny new facility, a new, bigger, better lab that we officially launched a couple days ago. And it's just been a great process over the last 3 years getting that designed up, as our mandate has grown as well. You're absolutely right. We started in gaming, but we now encompass all of Microsoft's hardware, our main Surface products, our accessories, our third-party design for Surface partners, our OEM partners, Dell and Lenovo and Logitech and all of that, because we really view it holistically. So our space has expanded, as has our program. So we cover, and that's just hardware. We're not even talking yet about all the software support with Windows and Office and learning tools and everything else. The lab is really where we bring together the best of accessibility for Microsoft and all of our external partners as well. Because what we found is people don't use assistive tech one at a time. They use them in layers. And so having a place where we can really explore the interactions of those technologies and how they work or don't work to help fill gaps in the disability divide is what we try to do.
That was Microsoft's Solomon Romney.
Stephen, always fun to do this show with you on a weekly basis. So exciting that this past year was filled with so much fun and so much exciting tech interviews and products. I cannot wait till the year that is coming, 2023.
Absolutely. What an incredible year it has been for tech. And I think as we move into the new year, we're going to be having lots of conversations around what is coming next. But, it feels like this year we've begun the year talking about wearables from a specialist point of view with Envision and ARX and other providers. Maybe next year we'll be talking about those wearables from the big tech companies, maybe Google, but hopefully Apple. So we shall see what comes, but it's certainly not going to be another quiet year.
On behalf of everybody here at Double Tap TV and of course at AMI TV, Happy New Year. We wish you all the best this holiday season.
Thanks for watching Double Tap. Send us your feedback to feedback@doubletaponair.com. Leave us a voicemail at 1-877-803-4567. Hosted by Mark Aflalo in Montreal and Stephen Scott in Glasgow. Producer Mark Aflalo. Editing and graphics Jordan Steves. Voiceover Anna Vicino. Social media Wendy Kaufman. Integrated Described Video Specialist M. Williams. Supervising Producer Michelle Dudas. Manager Programming AMI TV, Lizanne Gagne. Director Content Development and Production, Karen Nye. VP Content Development and Programming, John Melville. President and CEO, David Arrington. Copyright 2022, Accessible Media Inc.